Welcome back to Momentous Struggle, a Star Wars Shatterpoint podcast. On this week's episode, it is part 2 of The Pigeon Drives the Bus, because, dear listeners, it's just Aubrey here today, along with a couple of guests. No Todd to hold me back, so we'll see where we end up. All I know is that none of us should be driving the bus. Unless Kit Fisto is in the front, and then, yeah, Liam might be able to save us.
And that's where both of us arrive, so. We're in the front seats of that bus.
Yeah. Yes, and I am in the back going, I have a pretend wheel. I have a pretend wheel where I'm like, look, I'm driving. And Liam and Jake are like, yeah, sure you are, kid.
Is that, are you quite literally backseat driving then?
Yes.
Backseat driving the bus?
Yes. So here with me today, I have Jake, who hopefully you remember from definitely last week's episode that we aren't recording 20 minutes after the first episode. It's been so long. Definitely last week.
Hey, what do you mean? I'm in a different shirt. It's a different time.
Yes.
I did change shirts. I wore my Andor shirt for the last one, and I'm wearing my Bad Batch because, you know, for reasons we'll get into later.
Hey, I told him I was gonna out him, but
yeah.
You know, whatever. I'm being all Sithy over here with my Vader Maul shirt. It
makes sense that you would call me out in such an evil fashion then.
Yes. And with us also is Liam, also known as Lamb Chop. How you doing, Liam?
I'm doing good. You know, it's Sunday, so I hate Sundays.
Well, we're talking Shatterpoint, so you can't
we are
hate
talking
Sunday
Shatterpoint
anymore, right?
This is true.
It
felt weird because
like more than a Sunday is sand.
That it just yesterday felt so weird because I didn't have like an event or anything, and like over the last this whole year, like I'm running like 2 events a month, like not anymore, but like I was either running an event or playing an event like pretty much every weekend, and rarely getting a day off. And yesterday was one of those days, and I'm like, what is happening right now? Like what am I supposed to do with my Saturday? Like I can't play Shatterpoint, I can't play MCP, like I can't. What's going on? I can't play next to my tournament, you know. Like.
That's funny. Yeah,
for those
I
who don't know,
that kind of a Saturday.
Go ahead.
Oh no, go for it, Liam. What do you got?
Oh, I was just saying, for those who don't know, I am famously known for playing games next to my tournaments that I run. Because usually we'll end up like an odd number, and so I'll sit out, and somebody will end up coming by, and like we'll play a game or something. And, you know, certain people in the community, like you know, Mr. Daniel Sheev, likes to give me crap for it all the time.
Shout out Sheev.
Yes. Our resident good guy Sheev. Palpatine did nothing wrong. Where's Palpy? Oh, Palpatine's not on my shirt. Man, they took him off for Kylo. Wait, why is Grievous on here? This shirt has come to the dark side, and I have Vader, Maul, Kylo, and then General Grievous, famously a dark side user.
Famously, kind of mean, and then runs away.
Coward. What a coward!
Yeah,
and then runs away. Yes,
you're a bit shorter than I expected.
So Liam, I know you've been on the podcast before, so we don't need to go into too much detail, but why might we have asked you here today for our super secret topic of discussing the meta from a Galactic Republic standpoint? ?
Because even though I keep trying to play other factions and other models, I keep coming back to Republic. Pretty much ever since I started the game, right? I mean, before I even got into the game, like I was really big into MCP, and my buddies kept trying to switch me over to Shatterpoint, and I said, well, once Kit Fisto is announced, you know, I'll start playing. But I had my faith in AMG, and I knew eventually he was going to get brought in, so in like December of 23 or whatever is when I started playing, and I jumped right into playing Anakin OB because everybody was like, Republic's bad. And I was like, okay, I like Jedi and I like playing bad stuff, so we're going to do it. And then ended up doing decently well. And then eventually, of course, Kit Fisto gets announced, and I was like, well, if I wasn't already in, here we are. And pretty much ever since he released, literally the day after, I played in that Adepticon tournament. My first 4 games with him, and I went 4-0 in that tournament. It wasn't the Worlds tournament. I didn't make day 2. I went 2-2. Mistakes were made, but I'd said beforehand I like stayed up all night painting Kit Fisto before we left for that tournament because I was like, well, I want it to be ready just in case. And I was almost like, darn, I didn't make day 2. Like, but yeah, I've been playing Kit Fisto ever since. Yeah, and I really like him. I know he's very undervalued by, or not everybody really likes him in the community. They say he's not like super great. I love him. I don't think he is the best. That's not what I'm going to try and say here today, but I really like him.
Additions to that. We'll get to that when we start talking it.
Yeah.
Though.
I think he is underutilized.
We're still doing introductions. We're doing introductions. Yeah. We'll get there, guys. We're
getting there.
Yeah. I still somehow hold the, if you care, the Longshanks badge for Kit Fisto and for Anakin. I have no idea how I still have the Anakin badge because Anakin's been played a lot since the update, but I'll take it.
Hey, come on, credit where credit's due.
I don't even think I'm like the best Anakin player in any way, but I'm not even saying I'm the best Kit Fisto.
You may not think so.
I just play him a lot.
The algorithm knows so.
Right. Yes, the all-knowing Longshanks algorithm.
Yes, it famously has good math behind it. Great numbers. No skewed anything. There's your.
I'm looking at
there's your.
I'm number 3 on Hondo. Neat.
Nice.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored. Doesn't it use Euler's number? For something?
All right, guys. So before we get into the main topic, the question I have to ask, because it's been a whole week since I talked to you, Jake.
Yeah.
And
such a long time.
Yeah. What have we been up to Star Wars wise? Because I mean, I know, or Shatterpoint or hobbying or any of those things, because the last thing I did was record a podcast with Jake about the Rebel scum and how they're affecting the meta. That's the last thing I did.
Yeah, same here. It's been such a long week since that happened. I played 0 games in that week. Checks the watch that I'm not wearing. No, I mean, like I said prior, I've played like 3 league games, but I guess since this is more Republic focused, I guess I can just kind of mention that like a couple weeks ago the Arizona GT happened, and that's where I was. Both Liam and I played solely Republic because that's what we feel most consistent in, and I have very strong opinions on how they are supposed to be played, not supposed to be played, how they should be played more in America, but we can get to that once we start delving into the episode.
I get it, Jake. You really want to start the main topic. Give me like
it's not that.
Give me like one more minute.
It's just I am someone who is full of passion, and when I get passionate, I get vocal, and I start speaking faster than I can process. So I'm holding myself back until we get ready.
You also seem to be punching things. Passionate punching? Is that's what's happening over there?
Maybe.
Dear listeners, for those of you who aren't on YouTube, he's flexing now. I don't know. The shirt may come off.
Look, I haven't gotten to get to the gym today, and my adrenaline is pumping when I'm supposed to be at the gym right now. And this is also my second thing of caffeine in 3 hours of being woken up. So we're thriving.
Sure. All right, Liam, save us.
I'm gonna go
save
pump
us.
some iron.
I know you said you didn't do anything.
Oh, yesterday. That was specifically yesterday. But this week, I've played like 3 games this week, I think. I've been hobbying like a madman the last like month. So like I know you had mentioned like a couple episodes ago, Aubrey, where you have the ADHD waves. I definitely call it the waves of
Mhm.
motivation with painting, where it's
Mhm.
I'll have like a couple months span where I'm like I want to paint every day. Like I just want all I'm thinking about is painting. I just want to paint, 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 and then I'll hit some point, and then I'm like I don't even want to look at a paintbrush, and then 6 months will go by, and it's like I should paint, but so we're in the high right now of wanting to hobby like crazy. So I just finished hobbying my like scoundrels rebels list last week. So that's like I've been having so much fun with Rift Tamsin, and like a scoundrel shell, but still using like his box. And I'm trying like other things now too, courtesy of Jake's brother. But I really like how my rift turned out. I did like a different color scheme, and I'm trying like new techniques and stuff. But now I'm actually painting through my clones for Legion. So I'm gonna
Hmm.
possibly start picking that up a little bit. Not like super crazy. I'm not gonna do that competitively or anything, but painting white. I'm doing a new thing with white, so we're gonna see how that ends up turning out. But I have 21 clones, phase one clones that I'm working on right now. Then I'm gonna paint as 501st, and then like 2 or 3 squads of ARC troopers, and I'm starting as well. But it'll be a
Nice.
process. But games wise, I've been trying this Kit Fisto with Pawns and 7 Scorch, and I think there's something there with that. I think that's a real thing, but we'll get into it. I need to explore some other avenues with it too, but I was liking how it felt, even though Nick crushed me the other day. But there's other factors in there, so.
I I guess this must be how Todd feels talking to me. I feel like I'm having to hold the two of you back. I'm like, guys,
I know.
we're gonna talk Republic for like the next 50 minutes. Like
Look,
I gotta
Aubrey,
hold you
I
back.
think you got to know what you signed up for when he and I share a brain. The amount of like voice memos that we've sent to each other
Yeah.
on
Oh my
Discord, where it's like
gosh. Yeah.
we have to
It's like 10
refrain
minutes.
from.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I have sent, I think, a 10-minute long voice memo, and he tried to respond with one of the same size, and it
Yep.
failed. He got sad. Sent me a 3-second one that said it failed. I'm gonna try again. He did it like 7.5 minutes. It failed again. So then it was just like he
I
and
was
I
so
we go
mad that
at
day.
length talking about how good Republic is, but the rest of our community around here just doesn't see it yet. And that's the banner that we fly.
It's also just fun.
Wait,
I don't know.
wait,
I
wait.
just have fun with it.
Does doesn't see it yet. I mean, I'm seeing like Silver Linings repping
Yeah,
Republic,
he
Mm-hmm.
and
does. He's really
there's at
good.
least a few other there's a few other people that are at least like maybe they're not running full Republic, but they're running like a 2-2, and
Yeah.
Republic's in there. So I mean, come
Yeah,
Yeah,
on,
Daniel's
come
huge on Delta Squad right now.
on.
it's finally
Sheesh.
turning
Mhm.
around. People are starting to understand the cause.
I
Oh,
mean, it's
oh no,
because
I understand.
clones are just
Just
so bad
because
for so long. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say. Is that for the longest time, Republic was just undertuned, and then you also have the fact that, I mean, you basically had to live and die by your triggers, and as I talked about last week, Jake. Uh,
Hey, hey. Just a reminder, you and I played a test game to test the stream at Adepticon, and I was like this close to destroying you with Republic pre-errata. I don't know if you
yeah,
remember
no,
that.
no,
I remember that.
no, no, I remember. No, what I was about to say is that they live and die by their triggers, and if you can, and before the difference is that you basically couldn't win with them if you weren't playing very tightly and you had all your triggers, you had everything down. So they took a lot more reps to get there, and
Mhm,
so that was not me. I was not going to be able to do that, and
mhm.
now if you can play that tightly with them in their current iteration, yeah, they could be pretty gnarly. Like they finally pull their weight. That steadfast bubble from the hunker tokens. Now it's like, hey, I'm still alive. What are you gonna do about this?
Mhm. Yeah.
All
I
right, all
I
right.
swear by
I've
Republic.
held you back. I've held you back enough. All right. I think we just need to go into the main topic. See, you got me talking Republic. I'm over here like talking about other stuff. Forget it. Okay.
Look, I've
So
got crazy eyes.
just
I'm
like
ready.
just like last week, the first thing I figured we'd take a look at. I know it amuses me. It's fine.
One whole
We
week
are
ago.
going.
Crazy how time can fly.
Yeah. We are first going to take a look at the event that just finished over in the UK in Manchester. Once again, shout out to Quincy. He did very well in this event.
Mhm.
Let's
Check that
go.
out. But we are going to start by taking a
Whoa.
look at primary unit ranking. See Liam, Jake and I have already seen this.
Uh huh.
You get
Oh.
to see who's at the top of the Republic list there in
Interessante.
sixth place.
What is
So
happening?
out
Only
of
7 games used, but still
Yeah,
high
still. Yeah.
percent of wins.
yeah. But I mean, Kenobi was brought in 33 games and has a 55% win rate. So I mean, Kenobi's doing well. Anakin's right
Who
there
are
with
people
them, which is
pairing
interesting.
Anakin with?
So
I'm
that's
looking at
so
Kit
let's
Fisto's
go.
specific stats. He was being paired with Anakin, Boss, and Kiadi Mundi, as well as Plo Koon.
Yeah. So here's the breakdown in order of like final results and everything. So the again, unfortunately, only taken once, right? Jake, the Kiadi Mace pairing. It was
Yes, I believe
from
that's
Peter
what
McGabe.
Liam
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
Looking again,
So
yeah, top player only used their Cam Mace list once.
It's like I'm simultaneously happy and sad about it at the same time.
Uh,
right.
it looks like our second place player, Rafal Border, half the games were Jin Cassian, the other half were
Kamakin.
Kamakin.
God,
Yeah.
I
So
played
there's
Kamakin.
an even split.
I've played a lot of Kamakin, and I played it earlier this week, and it felt terrible. Like,
Okay. I have a point to bring up on this, and this is a point that I've felt even from the beginning before errata.
yeah,
I like Anakin. I really like General Anakin.
you better watch what
But
you're
the
about to say
thing
there,
that
Butta.
I feel about him is Republic has always been very consistent in what they do. They are always consistent, usually pulling out the same exact roll if you're rolling two support attacks. Both of those supports are usually going to walk out rolling the same kind of stuff, right? The one change to this rule is if you're running Anakin. I've always felt that he is so swingy. He's either running your entire team or he's running your team into the ground. That might be a hot take, but that's just my personal opinion. I have
Oh,
not been able to consistently run Anakin and enjoy what I'm running when I play him.
I don't think that's really a hot take. I mean, definitely losing out on the coordinated fire expose has hurt me a lot when playing him, because that would help him get, that 3-4 successes a lot more consistently.
Mhm.
But honestly, just hitting 2 twice is really all you need. But because it's 10 damage and that kills most things.
Mhm.
But if you are trying to double tap, I mean, if you set up, 3 damage on a support somewhere and then, 4 damage or 5 damage somewhere on like a primary or something, you can usually double tap pretty consistently. But
Mhm.
that's the biggest thing is like Anakin's not. Sometimes he can be the hero. Like I almost had a moment there in my game earlier this week where he like last activation I was like, ugh, like half my team is dead. Like I'm playing against Chris Pierce of Christopher's, and he's on his Iden Vader 1, which is very spicy. Yes, I said Vader 1, not Vader 2.
Yeah.
And granted, I know like this isn't a matchup that I'm favored in any way, shape, or form because Kamakin does just kind of fold to aggro. But last activation, I was like, you know what? We're just gonna see if he can be the hero, and he almost was. So he like jumped or like finished off Vader 1, and then did like I think he got the jump to be able to get in range of the ISF and almost one-shot the ISF. I was like one success off, or if I was able to use like coordinated fire strain, but because it's not a combat action, I can't use it.
Mm.
Or if they had like a single damage on them, he would have one-shot them too, and it would have put me back in the game. I would have swung 2 points, scored three, well, two momentum, pull it toward me, score three. That would have been a 6 point turn for him, um, which is pretty good. I have had a 7 point turn with him in the past, but
Ooh.
yeah, he
Yeah.
can be the hero, but yeah, you can't rely on it.
What I
But
mean is, it's like he is really good,
yeah,
but he requires a little more setup to get
yeah,
these really big swingy plays, and sometimes you just want those like I'm gonna consistently take 1 point kind of thing. That's why like in the current meta, I miss my boy, but Jedi Master Plo Koon was always one of my go-to picks of a character because on his turn, card flip, you can move 3 models. You can then make a move action, force push something else, and attack another thing. Like you can impact so many things in one turn using Plo, but it's just in the current standings. His identity is at the moment kind of a nothing burger. So he's a hard unit to bring when you could consistently do the same thing. Where if you bring Cam and the Padawans, you're doing the same thing with that specifically that you would be doing with Plo Koon. So there's the thing that I like about Republic is that we have all these options, but sometimes at the moment there's just a better choice for what you're trying to do in a game plan.
that's fair. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of options right now, and I know a lot of people are trying to explore Seven Scorch. One thing I wanted to like talk about on one of the more recent Zion's Finest episodes, they were talking about like the importance of your supports activations, and I feel like Republic has like Seven Scorch and like sometimes maybe like the 501st in a weird way. I know it sounds weird, but I don't know. Like I don't unless you have like a specific build around um like certain characters doing stuff off of your supports activations. You're like I rarely Shatterpoint my supports nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I know it's like gonna win me the game, which I have done with like 501st, like I've said. And then like Rex getting his I'm always first kid thing. But I just yeah, Republic's a kind of a big like hero faction,
Mm-hmm.
whereas like a lot of the other ones are like everybody's like pretty good, you know. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
I think we're at a point in the meta where we're finally seeing a little bit of a breakdown of what you would call the quote unquote rules, right? Like we're used to thinking of models in certain ways. Like for example, shatter pointing a support that a lot of times that gives you 2 bodies. You can affect 2 points or more depending on what else is going on in the board state and what triggers you can get and identities, things like that. But now, I mean, I would say probably the rebels are the ones shatter pointing their supports more than maybe any other
Yeah.
faction. Not saying other factions don't do it and it's not correct to do it, but like rebel commandos or Bazin Churret shatter pointing are not the same as the 501st shatter
Yep.
pointing. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying 501st are bad. They're actually very good and probably in most Republic lists these days, if not all of them, but definitely at least most. And yet those are 2 completely different turns.
Yeah.
Or even Han and Chewie from yesteryear.
So
501st are not Han and Chewie.
I mean,
I
we are
have
comparing.
a reason behind this that I have analyzed and I kind of have figured out a reason why it is that way. Um, because like Liam said, the Republic is full of heroes and heroes pulling really big moves, right? I'm often building my team around thinking of one or two models that I want to be using my Shatterpoint for, that will consistently give me like an exceptional result. I've been playing a lot of Obi-Wan, and to me, that consistent Shatterpoint usage is I'm looking at the table and saying, why am I not activating Rex right now?
Yeah, that I
Rex is
feel
going
like
to provide exactly what I need.
I feel like since I
Yeah.
my first game, that was a thought that I've had. First game ever of Shatterpoint with Rex is what can Rex do? Anytime I
Same
pull
thing
my
with
Shatterpoint.
Mandos. It's like, why am I not using Bo-Katan?
Mm.
Um,
Yep. Yep.
but
Makes
to
sense.
add on to that, the reason I bring that up, the why you're not activating a support, is typically when I'm looking at my Shatterpoint card, I'm looking at activating something that has a tactic ability, and there's
Yeah.
not a lot of Republic supports that have a tactic ability. The reason we're bringing Seven Scorch into the equation is because they have their, I don't remember the exact name, but it's on the trail like the bounty hunters have, where they can dash towards targets, right?
Hmm.
So that gives them extra mobility, which means their action economy has instantly increased its value, because if you're activating the 501st, yeah, you have defensive maneuver, but that costs a force. Their tactic, point me at the enemy and stay out of my way. That's what it is. They're able to move out of action. That means if you're playing them with Obi-Wan, you could just take that dash, you could take cover, you could attack, and you have already enhanced your game plan that much. So the reason that you're looking at your primaries and your secondaries more for a Shatterpoint is Rex is going to dash and hunker, Fixer, heal and dash, Wolf, two characters could climb. Up to two characters could climb. Like you've got a lot of options. Mace Windu moving his unit and another. Plo and Cam having that exact same ability, albeit conditional. But yeah, I think a lot of the time you're looking for stuff that can tactic. But the one exception on like Rebellion is you're looking at like the reason you want to use the commandos is because their action economy gets benefited by their commando doctrines, where they can move, they can use the commando doctrines. That gives them a free focus action, and if they're playing with Cassian, that's making a 10 dice ranged attack, which is insane.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy, and that's the another interesting thing we're also just seeing explored at the edges is like you're also seeing people just slotting certain primaries into places where you otherwise wouldn't see them. Like an early example of this was the list that your brother was piloting for a bit, where he was doing Kiadi Mundi Shakti 501st with
The Mando stuff.
Mandalorians.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so we're starting to see a little bit of, I don't know what do you want to call it, cross pollination,
Mm-hmm.
where people are just utilizing the very best in class out of a faction and then pairing it with another best in class in a faction, and going nuts.
That's fair. Like I miss my Mando Mall list kind of for the same reason, where it was just like six of the best units in the game kind of thing. Or it was
Mm-hmm.
like it was that was the Maul Django Fifth Brother Mando DTE Dark Troopers. This is pre-errata, of course, but like
Yeah.
just all right, cool. I'm gonna take six tanky diceless displacement moving models and play a control game. That list does not feel as good anymore.
To, I
Liam,
guess,
how
add
the
on.
mighty have
Go for it.
fallen. I was just gonna say, I'm just sharing
Yeah.
where Maul and Mother Talzin are sitting on the
Yeah.
board from the past 4 months. Huh.
R.I.P.
Yep.
Poor friends.
I mean, to kind of tag off what you were saying, Aubrey, with the cross pollination, I think the reason that a lot of like American players are not looking into Republic is because, especially here in Arizona, we like to. I mean, what is it? The meme that Jerry made, like the Raider Spice. Like we got to come up with something new and weird that people are not expecting, to try and change the game. But I think what makes Republic so good and consistent is, one, you got to remember your triggers, but two, I would argue that Republic requires full faction synergy, because a lot
Yeah.
of their abilities are you are doing everything and benefiting your Republic. Like, a good note that Nick gave us earlier is, the problem player right now is Cassian Andor. And what are the two things that we said is really good against Cassian? Well, one, a good turn is a move and hunker to just take a point. Two, steadfast. And three, displacement. And in this event that Quincy was at, we were seeing the best results to bring against Castian were Mace Windu and Kiadi Mundi, who are, one, making displacements happen and cheaper, and two, providing steadfast to Galactic Republic across the board. Like, as long as you're in the Mace Windu bubble, and especially thinking about how we're on Sabotage Showdown for a lot of these games, Mace Windu's bubble is touching just about every objective. If you're in that bubble, you have now almost countered Cassian's entire game plan.
Yeah, and as we were talking about when we were doing the Rebels episode, a lot of the Rebels they have very clear access early on to one shove, but you need two against steadfast bros, and that's a real thing with Republic. Not to mention those Obi's hunker token shenanigans.
Playing the game without Obi-Wan feels wrong. I got too comfortable playing with him. Like,
Yeah.
I've had to stop playing him as much because I would be like, wait, I lose hunker tokens? What is this
What
madness?
is this?
Yeah.
So this is where, like, me a year ago playing the game, I love Republic. I do well with them. I enjoy playing them. But I always despise the mindset of people always saying, you can't play Republic unless you're playing Obi-Wan, because the way that Republic was is, like, they felt they weren't useful unless you were bringing Obi-Wan, so he felt like a requirement.
Yeah.
Now that everything got buffed, Obi-Wan is a benefit, not a requirement. So
Yeah, that's true.
me refusing to play him for that first year and a half of the game before the errata, like, it felt really good to then say, you know what, I feel like trying him now. And I'm like, oh my god, this guy can do some work for your team. And I don't remember who said it, but I heard it from Nick. But the best way to think about, like, playing Obi-Wan is if a lot of these, like, hyper aggro, like, old Iden, current Cassian are, like, they're striking you like a Cobra or a Viper. When you're playing Republic and Obi-Wan, you're just playing a Constrictor Snake, where your whole thing is, I'm just going to keep consistently whittling you down and then take this away from you. Whereas, like, some of these other ones are just like, I'm just going to keep beating into you until I am able to take this away from you.
Yeah, that's interesting. Hey, did you know that Obi-Wan actually has a second stance? I found that out earlier this week.
What's
I don't know
that?
if you knew that.
There's
I
two
think
stances?
it's
No,
there's another
No, he
side on
doesn't.
his stance card. Yeah, it's
No.
It's like Sarasu
What
or
is this
something like that.
propaganda that you're telling us? Like,
No, in my
It's-
in my game against Nick, I hello there'd and attacked Bo because I was like, I can't do anything to Bo, but I'm just gonna heal up my commandos back up to full pretty much, and I healed like 10 damage to them over the course of the game, so they just didn't die. And he was like, why won't they die? But poetically, he did kill them in his last activation to win the game. But yeah, see, look, there's another side. That's crazy. I didn't know about that.
yeah,
I only see Ataru here. I don't
Yeah.
know what you're talking about. What?
Same
I
thing with
just see
Plo Koon.
Ataru.
Plo Koon only has one stance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I see 5 dice there, and then I think about Kanan Sorisu or
Oh, yeah.
Sorisu. I don't know how to say these
Yeah.
things, and I'm like, what is this? Like, sorry. I just
No, I mean, it's just
Obi
it's painful.
Obi's good, but
His
this
Ataru
should
side is
not
so
be
good.
like this.
Yeah.
It's
like,
the same.
it-
It's the same thing for Plo Koon. He's got a 5 dice in attack side on Sarasu, and it's just
Yeah.
the expertise is bad. The damage output is bad. There's no reason to use this. Conditions don't
And
happen
I'm
until step 4 on the tree.
Oh,
Ugh.
jeez.
Why is the crit mitigation on that side and the
Yeah.
jump on the other side? It
Yeah.
makes no sense. Why is the defense dice on the defensive form worse than the defense dice on the attack form? Like, I.
It's funny
But
because
again,
Like,
I'll look at this and
he's
then I'll
good.
look at Kid Sataru, and it just that also makes me sad in some ways. His defensive dice there, it's just like,
All right, we've waited long enough. Is now the section where we just praise Kit Fisto for being the way that he is?
I mean, I just brought him up for you.
it's fair.
Yeah.
Go, yes, please.
I love this
Fish
man.
are friends, not food.
Yeah,
I love this man.
I'm gonna be honest. For the tournament, I had played I think 5 games of full Kit Fisto box before the box even released. Because like when they gave us the cards, I was like, I want to play Kit Fisto. I gave it like 5 games, and well, my 2 favorite Jedi are Kit Fisto and Plo Koon, and I wanted to make them work together, and I just wasn't able to make it work the way that I wanted to. So I got Kit Fisto at Adepticon, flew back home with him. I had not built anything out of that box until a week before this GT here in Phoenix. So it'd been sitting there 6 months collecting dust, and then
What?
I
What?
put
Blasphemy.
yeah,
That's blasphemy.
I know.
How could you do this to
And
me?
then I put him together, and I was using him almost every game at the Grand Tournament. Like I swear by this character now. I think I'm not kidding. I think he is one of the best Republic models there is. I think he
look,
is-
I love this man.
in
and
the current meta. In the current meta,
I don't know.
purely because
Uh-oh.
again,
Uh-oh.
innate steadfast.
Yeah. The Cassian bomb still gets past as tanky defensive. It's just like,
Yeah.
well, I guess it depends on like how well they roll, because I feel like every time I roll the Cassian bomb, it's like 1 damage. I mean, Aubrey experienced this firsthand, and then every time my opponent rolls the
God.
bomb, it's like, oh, 3 damage every bomb. I'm like, cool. I love this game.
Yep.
No, I'm just kidding. um, yeah, it's having the supporting fire. Like when I first looked at it, I was like, "That's really good," and then like I was like, "That's kind of weird being on a primary." But like being on a primary, like he's gonna stay alive a lot longer to be able to use it for free a lot longer, and it takes a lot of like practice, like utilizing like how I should do it. Because like I've said on the previous episode when we talked about it, like it just kind of frees up an action for you. So I've been liking the Kit Pawn 7 Scorch because on 7 Scorch's activation, like with them being up a little bit higher, so there's 2 reasons why I like it, is anybody else attacks. So like if I draw, let's say like in my game against Chris on Wednesday, I drew Republic Commandos first, and he was on Iron Vader. He drew like Stormtrooper Sergeant first, so he advances up his ISF to get the 2 midpoints on shifting, and then his Sergeant gets the one on the left, so he's got the 4 points right off the bat. I'm like, okay, I draw Commandos. They get 2 of them on the midline, make attacks in the ISF, and then, oh look, I'm within range 3 of 7 Scorch, so I'm going to rule 17. Now they're on the midline as well, so even if I don't kill you, I'm going to take at least this point. And then, sure enough, they kill him. And
Nice.
I was like, that feels pretty good. Because now he's contesting the point, has Protection Steadfast, of course. And then on their activation, they're just a dash away from the midline already. So you can either focus, or if you're playing an OB list, you can just take cover. So now you have a hunker token, or, if Fixer's on the other side and he's just too far out of the range for his free hunker ability. Yeah, just having that supporting fire allows you to take cover, or it gives you that extra reach if you do take a move action and you need to get just like a little bit further. You just have to.
Quick follow up on that. So you're running Kit Pawn 7 Scorch. What's the other half of that look like?
Right now, it's OB Fixer Commandos.
Okay.
The Fixer Rex question, I'm still pondering. Ponsering.
Yeah, I was about to say pun intended.
That was unintended until I said it.
Hmm.
But like this is the first like premiere list I've had with Republic where Rex is not in it, and it feels
Yeah,
wrong.
Ooh, that makes me itchy.
Right?
That
yeah,
I feel uncomfortable just hearing that.
Yeah, like I'm really I like how my GT list felt. I think more than this list feels, but I don't know. We're still experimenting.
yeah. So, man, that's just so interesting. I actively tried to not have Rex in an Obi-Wan list as a test, and I don't know. I
Feels
couldn't
wrong.
swear by it because
Mm.
so my issue here
Mm.
is this. I love Fixer. I love Fixer. I'm a big just like I love the Hunter Boss full clones list. I think that's so fun. The one issue that I have with Fixer is that his tactic is clone troopers. It's clone troopers only.
No,
I
yeah, that's
felt
true.
very
Yeah, yeah.
consistently when I was using Fixer. I had him under Kit Fisto, and I was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna dash Kit Fisto with this," and I
Nope,
was like, "Wait,
can't.
Kit Fisto's not a clone trooper, can't use it on him." So I was feeling an
Mm.
inconsistency there, where if your game plan is to run Obi, I almost want to put Rex over Fixer specifically because it's a Galactic Republic dash, which means you
Yep.
can get again. If we go back to what I said prior, your whole team's Republic. You didn't splash anything. You're now able to move anyone on the table, and you can help yourself at a table state at any point because it's a global tactic. You know, it doesn't require a range, which is really good.
For sure.
That squad does sound very fun, and I do want to try it though. I feel like
Um,
if I were to run it, I would replace Fixer with Rex, but that is
yeah,
again just personal opinion.
I'm probably gonna try that too. It is tough because like the other thing about Fixer. Oh, the other thing I like about Kit Fisto with things like Fixer and Pawns is he helps them get that movement, right? Where
Hmm.
they can take their movement action because they don't have a active ability to dash or anything like that, and like usually they're using their tactics on other people, and Kit can help them get that extra dash for their reach to hit a point or whatever. But Pawns has
Hmm.
reposition on two. Just gonna say, Pawns has reposition on two. And people complaining about his movement, I don't know.
I mean, that's the same mindset that I took of like the main reason that I really used to love Luminara and bring her as much as possible. She had reposition on one or two and then a
Yeah,
shove. So it's just like if you really wanted to, you like I move up, smack this person, get around the other side of them and shove them off a point. Like
yeah,
it's you can get yourself perfectly positioned for a shove. I always found that really helpful. Yeah, I having repositions early is
it's
kind of some.
crazy.
I feel like it's something that people forget the utility of.
I won at the Smite Club GT my first game. I was playing Kit Cam, which is probably my favorite pairing with Kit is Kit Cam. Part of
Mm.
that's probably just Cam is just so good, but
Hmm.
um, it's I very rarely switch him over to Makashi, but he has that reposition on one, so it was like he was on like the far right side, and it was like uh, tactic dash, advance, attack, reposition on one, force push off the point, score all four, win the game.
Yep.
Like that early repositions are so good. And I wanted to add this too. I've been a huge fan of Barris as of late, and that feels like blasphemy or just like, just like I don't. It's 2 hours. Um, she, yeah, I've just been really liking her. She's got 4 shoves on 4. Like you're not always gonna hit 4, like you'll
It's
hit probably like
unheard
2
of,
or.
and it's just
But
it's crazy.
I really like her underneath Cam, and that leads me to like my next thing was like, guys, I know Shakti comes with Kiadi Mundi Spox. She doesn't always need to be under Kiadi Mundi in a Galactic Republic list. She can be other
Blasphemy.
places.
Hey, look,
Impossible.
I need to remind you, this is not rogue support. You don't need to start with your hot take.
I don't have my.
Hot
Oh,
takes,
I
cold
just
drinks.
finished my cold drink. It was a Dr Pepper from McDonald's for breakfast.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't have a cold
I had
drink.
juice.
I had a hot coffee and a room temperature water.
Nice.
Yeah. No, we got hot takes and hot drinks all the way down. It's Sunday
Yeah.
morning.
It's
Sunday
Arizona.
morning. Got to warm it up. Yeah, Arizona heat. That's what it is.
Yes,
It's a hot
we need
heat.
more heat.
No, I do agree. I see the value in Barris. I really do. I think this is where Liam and I our play styles differ.
Fair.
I need a little bit of aggression in my list. I love playing this
Player
like
under
constrictor
cam.
snake
Player
playstyle,
under cam,
but
brother.
I don't know what it is. I can't get behind Cam unless it's like that constrictor snake style. The when I saw Cam thriving is when I was playing him with Plo Koon, and I was doing like a full out of action mobility like super team, and I absolutely loved that, and I could get displacements everywhere. And instead of Barris, I was opting for Padawan Ahsoka, and I know we've had this discussion at length that Barris probably is a better choice. But I really liked
tough.
that. I liked the idea of if Padawan Ahsoka, all she needed to provide was one extra dash to one of the primaries, and then she just went and sat on a point, right? Then my goal was I'm going to have my clones consistently attack targets, and she's going to out of action jump, make a 5-die. And yes, that's normally a free ability, but if she's wounded, costs 1 force.
Yeah.
And if you're playing Cam, she's a Jedi who's wounded within range 3 of herself.
Yeah.
Continuing making it free until
sure.
she wakes back up.
Yeah,
That's something that I always really liked.
I did really like her underneath cam. That definitely does take a lot of practice. The only thing about Snips right now is her second shove is on 4.
Yeah. Yep. And
I always
as we
get like
discussed
3, and I'm like, damn it.
I just need one more.
Yeah, and if you're getting 3, it's like, sure, I'll pass a heal off to my clones, do a couple damage, give a strain.
Yeah.
But yeah, but this is, speaking of Ahsoka, this is something that I noticed about my Grand Tournament list. So my 4 primaries were Ki-Adi-Mundi, Boss, Kit Fisto, and Obi-Wan, right?
Hey, same.
And I felt after my games, the way that I had my squads organized, the one list that I felt was like a detriment to me and my playstyle was my Ki-Adi-Mundi list. And it actually tags on to something that Liam said. I attached Shakti to Ki-Adi-Mundi. I didn't need to do that. And I was thinking about this after all my games. In place of Ki-Adi-Mundi, I could have just thrown in Ahsoka Tano, Jedi No More. And I think I would have had a more consistent playstyle for what I prefer to play. Because I had Boss, Wolf, 7 Scorch as one of my squads. And if I ran Jedi No More, Shakti, 5-0 first, I'm still getting like the good amount of consistent clone action that I want. But I'm also providing my team a revenge trigger and a super tanky unit that is going to sit on a point and say, try me, dude. Like, it's something to consider because she's also adding expertise onto clones who have very good expertise in Boss and 7 Scorch.
Blasphemy.
I know. Hey, look, this is what
She's
we came
Galactic
here.
Republic.
Yeah, she's Republic, and it's hot takes on Republic. That's what we're here for, Liam. Like,
That's fair.
this is something that, again, my personal play style in the list. I really wanted to
Cam.
test
That
out
just
this
hurts
idea.
my
I might do
soul.
it in my next couple league games.
I feel like every Galactic Republic list goes, where's Cam going? Like, who's under Cam?
Yeah.
This is the same thing that I said prior.
Yeah.
Before errata, it was, where's Obi-Wan? And I was like, I don't want to use Obi-Wan.
Oh, and you're
I'm
doing
kind
the
of
same
running
thing with
into the
Cam?
same issue
Yeah.
of like, I'm not finding, for me, I am not finding the value in Cam. And I know that's like a weird off take.
Wait.
Not
wait.
finding the value
I
in
know.
Cam. Am
I know.
What?
I understand his value, but
It's
this
Sunday.
is
Am I
something.
still
This is like a
dreaming?
personal playstyle thing. I just every time that I use him, I am feeling like I am at a detriment. I don't. There's something in my brain that is not understanding the wiring of this character, and I'm not able to consistently get his playstyle working the way that I want it to.
So Jake, do you know how wounding models works. I know you play a lot of Republic, and so you're just like hunkering and dashing around and
I
ruining
just
my
tickle
life
models.
and never attacking. But you do know that you have attack dice, not just defense dice.
Yeah. And what happens when all of those attack dice are fails?
You force push it away, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you have force push. Like
Going down the tree is a
I have
bonus.
this-
You make a point, but again, this is where I'm sitting at. Like it's something that I'm wanting to try is bringing out Jedi No More. I feel like, I mean, if we go back to the stats, Aubrey, of the stuff that's good since the updates, I was actually noticing she's right up there with Obi-Wan and Cam as far as win rates.
Interesting.
Yeah, yes, but who's above her?
Cam.
Like 4
sure.
points above.
This is
her.
again, it's something worth testing. If what we're talking about here is new ways to think about Republic, she obviously has much less data than Ki-Adi-Mundi does. Maybe let's give her some more data and see if that's true. Because as we've seen right now, some of the top 5, 3 of them are revenge-based primaries. And Ahsoka Tano, Jedi No More, is a revenge-based primary, who is going to give you a full attack and heals and mobility on a revenge, which is kind of insanity. She's a pretty tanky unit, so if the whole rest of your team is focused on hyper aggro and you have her just to remember, like, hey, if you wound me, there's still something to worry about. Like, it's an idea to keep in mind.
Blasphemy.
That's my hot take for the day.
Can she move
It
anybody?
is-
I never play her.
An idea. Jedi No More? Nah, she doesn't move anybody else.
Yeah.
She does
Yeah, no, here, I got you. Share this tab. No, she doesn't move anyone. She moves herself.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, I
I-
forgot about what's the matter. Too fast for you. I forgot about that.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, she's
I forgot about
she's
that.
tanky. Jake is correct. She
Yeah.
is extremely tanky, and she does have a pretty decent revenge trigger. He is not wrong about those things, and the new ability where you can add expertise. Like
Thank
she
you.
is she is a defensive masterclass, and yes, but over
I think the point that I was trying to make
Mundi.
and something that was missing is I'm not saying that she is better than Ki-Adi-Mundi. I think it's
Yeah.
an alternate playstyle to consider if you're looking into Republic at the moment.
Fair enough.
Especially like again,
that is okay. Yes, we're back down from orbit. Yes.
yeah.
Yes,
Well,
you
yeah,
are
I mean,
correct.
we're riding the gray line here. You know, it's not black and white. We're sitting in the gray. And again, the reason I wanted to bring her up as an option is if we're thinking about Cassian being the issue right now, you know, he is a revenge-based character. Yes, but again, I'll bring up the same moment that I brought up one whole week ago. His identity also provides a hyper-aggressive playstyle with the Shatterpoint. And yeah, they're not making a lot of melee attacks, but she has a deflect, and she's super tanky. If you just sit her on a point, let's say you're playing her with Obi-Wan. If her turn is you pull her first, you're playing like shifting priorities. You walk her into the middle point, you have her 4-speed walk up, take cover, she sits there. They pull Shatterpoint. They want to use their Rebel Commandos with 10 dice. Well, you're going to get deflected back most likely because odds are, if you're rolling 10 dice, at least one of them should be a fail.
Never tell
That's
me the
just
odds.
pure dice odds. Again, I won't tell you the odds, my bad. But then, they make that second attack. She's rolling so many dice on defense. What are we looking at? She's got 5 on her Jarkai side, or 6 on Shien. Has crit mitigation, has mobility, has heals. If you have a hunker and they're making their ranged attacks, you're rolling 8 dice against their 10. I see the value in her. I haven't tested this. This is all on
Yeah, see what
paper
I thank you.
ideas,
I was just about to
but it's
mention.
something to consider and bring up. My personal opinion, not opinion, my personal choice for a Cassian solution was the purest of Christopher Sampson's list of Obi-Wan Kit Fisto.
God, I
Running
love that
that
list.
into it's so fun. It might actually be my current favorite list to play.
Yeah.
Because again, it goes back to Republic being as consistent as they can be. You've got Kit Fisto, Fixer, 212th, Obi-Wan, Rex, and the Commandos.
Commandos, yeah.
Yeah. Commandos being a really good choice because
They're so
if they
tanky.
actually do get shoved off a point, you can cash in those hunker, climb back up to the elevation that people aren't expecting. I know I've used that a couple of times against people in this area, and they have not been ready or expecting it.
Same.
What else? Your Rex, the Commandos, and the 212th will all have Steadfast when they have their hunkers. Kit Fisto will have Steadfast. And what did we say is a really good solution against Rebellion right now? They're consistent with one shove, but not two, so Steadfast is a very, very valuable ability to be thinking about. Okay, I've talked
So-
for a lot.
No, you're good.
So, well, no, I was just gonna bring us back over to some statistics again. If you're on the YouTube, the YouTube, wow,
The YouTubes.
boomer.
Whoa.
If you're on the YouTubes, old-timey newspaper reporter man, take a look at the statistics we have there. But we're just looking at, we filtered down the statistics of characters from the past 4 months for those of you listening, and I would just like to point out that
Texas.
outside of
Wow.
Rebel Commandos and Captain Cassian Andor,
What is
the
it, 10?
top
3, 4, 5? Top 10. Wow.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, exactly 10.
Tens at Anakin.
Outside of Rebel Commandos and Captain Cassian Andor, the players, the characters brought the most are all Galactic Republic,
That's wild.
all the way down.
This is this is something that Nick and I actually talk about quite often, and I think this is a difference between like the Americans and the rest of the world. Is I'm noticing, like, especially with the Return of the Jedi event that just ended with Quincy at it,
I think
the
a lot of people.
other countries are really understanding the value of Republic and that very slow constrictor snake playstyle of them. Yes, we're seeing Cassian was brought by 15 players and had 63 games. But then the next 1, 2, 3, 4 most brought characters are Boss, Cam, Hunter, and Obi-Wan. Then you have Jyn Erso, and then it's Anakin. Like,
Yeah.
Republic is right there consistently as some of the most used value, and I think it's something that here in America we're finally starting to catch on to now that they got updated a little bit. Republic is one to start considering as a solution to the current meta. They have a lot of the tools that you want to use against Cassian, and if he's going to be this much of an issue, let's say we don't get updates again until May. If we get updates in
I
May,
don't think we're gonna get updates. I don't know.
They do it.
Cassian's going to be an issue for a
They
while.
do it
We
every
need to
2
figure out.
years. Yeah.
Every 2 years.
Well,
So
I
let's
know
say we don't
Yeah.
get any updates.
they did. say they
Cassian's going to
might
be an
say
issue for a little bit. You need to think about how you're going to deal with him. I think Republic can be an answer.
Yeah, so sorry, I should say traditionally, right? With that, I mean, Liam, you actually know better than I do. With MCP, wasn't it like every couple years? I know they might
Yeah.
speed it up, but
They did say that it was like it's been roughly about like every 2 years, but this last one they did say that they're probably going to start doing it not like necessarily regularly, but just with some of the box re-releases, they might start like once we get this next like wave or so with everything being updated, they might do like another small like here's the other ones coming up soon kind of thing. I don't know anything officially. That is what I thought I heard when they were talking about it at Adepticon / interviews, I believe. But I
yeah,
can't remember if the same thing was said
we
with
do not have
Shatterpoint or not.
Yeah, we do not have secret knowledge that we're sharing with you from the Momentous Struggle community.
This
Just
is
going
just
off of
theories.
memory. Yeah.
That's why I
But I
thought.
mean, we might know some more stuff surrounding that idea or theory. Give it what, 2 months? That's when Mini Stravaganza is going to happen,
Yeah.
and we'll learn a lot more
Mm.
about like future releases, potential updates, some more of those like tournament kits and stuff like that. I'm excited to see what we're going to have.
Um. What was I
Mhm.
gonna say?
S- So, Liam, while you're thinking about your thought, we have been going for about an hour here now. Is there any topics we haven't covered yet that you guys wanted to dig into a little bit more with
Go
the
back to
Republic?
our notes here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did bring up the right now in that most recent event. Cassian was the one that he was struggling against most was Mace and Kiadimundi. Again, that's where it's like the move, take cover, displace ideas are going to be very good and consistent use of a turn there. So also having steadfast, Mace Windu providing that bubble for everyone, those are going to be two good ideas to start thinking about bringing against Cassian. Um, you don't have to be like Liam and I, where we're gonna sit down and do 4 full squads of Republic, but it's something to consider if you're gonna go run like a 2-2. You might want to consider bringing Republic as an answer to Cassian because he is the issue right now.
I think Boss is another good one though, and like it sounds weird and counterintuitive because he's a very like he likes to wound stuff, but that whole squad, like it, it takes practice obviously, and obviously with everything in this game it takes practice, but like Boss and like Seven Scorch have the ability to wound more than one thing during their turn,
Mm-hmm.
and so that like counteracts Cassian's once per turn revenge trigger, right? So I'm bad at playing boss, I will say. I've only played like 5 games of him, and I'm like close to a 50-50 with him. But I don't know.
I've been pretty consistent with him. Um, this is another thing that we brought up one whole week ago with my brother, which is a, right now some of the rebellion stuff is the longer the game goes on, the better they get, especially with Baze and Chirrut. K2, if you wound him, Jin, if like all their stuff costing more, they can still pay for it with momentum and mission critical and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So you kind of want like another idea is a blitz list. Boss is gonna be the one blitzing people for you. If
Yeah.
you're as long as your guys are within range 4, you're gonna be able to consistently move them across the table and
Yeah.
start taking things as quickly as possible. So that turn 0 setup that you could have with your team could do a lot for you. The other thing is right now a lot of people are bringing up sabotage in some of the games.
Ugh.
I think Obi-Wan is the best choice you have there because if there's one thing that I've always said on how to play against Republic is take out their supports because that's how they run their team. Is they don't use
Yeah.
them on the Shatterpoint card, but they are the heart and soul of how your team runs. If you're taking out those support units as quick as possible, they're going to start to crumble a little bit. So having Obi-Wan help keep them alive a little bit longer
Yeah.
with those extra dice is something to always consider.
That's why the Kamakin list falls apart, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because they can just come up, get rid of your hunker token, and now your defense is eh, and then you
Mm-hmm.
just die.
Mm-hmm.
And look, Anakin got his trigger to move everybody. Oh, everybody's dead. Okay, I guess I clear my pins and strains in position, but I didn't swing anything. That's cool.
Uh, One of my league games that I played this last week, like I said, I'm trying some new Raider Spice, which was the Lando Jyn Erso thing. One of the games that I played that list into was against Dane, and he brought the full clone attrition hunter
Yeah.
Delta squad, full thing going right there. I actually ended up losing that game because he was able to out attrition me, and half the time that I was like, well, I pulled my Shatterpoint card, but 3 of my guys are down. I can only wake up one of them,
Yep.
and of the ones waking up, none of them are going to have a great activation here. So what are we going to do? if like Liam said, if you have some of those units that are going to be able to consistently wound more than one thing on their turn, it's something to consider.
Yeah, it feels unintuitive, but an aggressive boss list feels like that is another way to counter Cassian because Cassian does to a lesser extent because he has the revenge triggers and you're usually pairing him with another revenge unit, but he has the same effect where I have had bloody games where we're in struggle 3 and somebody's been properly evaluating, they've been holding off the wounds, and then they've been doing chip damage and you haven't gotten enough PLC heals or Kanan heals, and now all of a sudden they just machine gun fire down 4 of your 6 units all
like,
at once.
Okay.
And and you're like, oh, well, let me move. Oh, they're dead. Well, let me move. Oh, they're dead. Well, let me move. Who's still alive for me to move with Cassian? So that is another method that is I can at least attest to anecdotally is absolutely effective because it's not that great to move anyone if they're all dead.
But also,
Here's
really
another thing to consider is pin and strain. Those are going to be great tools, and if, like we've said before, Republic is all about remembering to keep your supports alive and remembering your triggers. It's a good reminder here that if you're attacking with a supporting unit, you can use 2 different coordinate supporting whatever abilities. So if you're running Delta Squad, one of your supporting units can use the fixer dice. The second supporting unit can use the coordinated fire from the other supporting unit.
or supporting fire dash.
Or supporting fire dash, supporting fire heal from Phil's clones. Don't forget about them if you want to play a consistently healing list. That's something
clones?
else to consider. Yeah, exactly.
I'm just kidding.
But
They're actually not that bad. They're like 3rd for me.
They're all right. But
my
in
3rd
that
choice
3
in my
points,
3 costs. Yeah.
yeah, in my 3-point slot, I'm running 5-0 first because again, pin and strain, coordinate strain right there is super helpful, especially on 7 Scorch. Oh man, coordinate strain. Ooh. I do 2 down the tree, doing 4 damage. I throw a grenade, dealing even more damage.
Yep.
I'm having flashbacks over here. I remember playing Cassian into I think it was Andrew who was playing boss, and I was like, what's going on? I don't like this.
Yep.
Yeah, I need more practice with it.
It does require a little bit of finesse. I don't think boss is going to be as scary as pre-errata Iden. Yeah. With the dice fixing there, but it is consistently scary. As we can see, on the stats right now that Aubrey's showing, boss has less than a third of the games that Cassian does, but has a better win rate. So it might be a lack of data, but he's consistently putting out what you need him to do. He's got the best win rate in the game at the moment.
It's 2%,
Yeah. Still.
Hey, 2% count. Yeah. Hey, if you told me I was getting a 2% raise tomorrow, I'd still take it.
That's fair.
Yeah. Exactly. It is he is an option to consider. And yes, it might also be new box, recency bias, whatever, but if you're willing to put in the time, I think he is going to be up there as one of those really powerful and consistent units. It just requires a little more practice. Just like I was saying 1 whole week ago with General Solo, it's going to be if you're willing to put in the time and learn the unit, you're going to have some very, very good results.
You know what does feel really bad, though? Is when your opponent on turn 1 kills your 7 Scorch on deployment. And then they activate turn 2, and then they die again in 1 activation. So they have 2 wounded injured tokens on turn 3 of the game. That feels really good. That's probably my favorite feeling in the game.
Yeah, I don't know who would have ever done that to you. That sounds like such a rude thing to do.
I don't know.
What happened?
My Raiders associated with chocolate milk or...
Yeah.
Hey, wait, back up. What happened? What did you do?
No, it was
It was
Nick, Mr.
it was
Mr.
Luigi
Nick.
or Mario. Take your pick.
Who's the older one between? I don't remember. Anyway,
Mario. He's the older one.
Okay. Yeah. His weak way pirates came up to the midline, rolling their just standard 6-die attack into my 7 scorch.
Okay.
I roll 2 expertise, 3 failures, which accumulates to 1 block. And they got, it was something like probably 4 strikes on expertise and a fail or something like that, which is 5 strikes. So they go 4 down. They hit the expertise. Is it 6? It's something like that.
Because 1 expertise for them is 2 strikes.
Yeah, it's whatever it was. Maybe it was like 2 fails.
Yeah.
Oh god.
3 strikes and an expertise or something like that. I don't know. He gets 4 down the tree, hits the expose. I'm like, okay. Roll the second defense roll. 5 expertise. All right, they're going down. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, dice.
Okay.
But it's one of
Yeah,
those things. It is a statistical anomaly, but
In the
Liam, we need to
background
do
of
like
that
a christening for your dice. Like
what-
we need to
what is
go like
going on, right?
re-sanctify them or
To be fair.
I don't know. We got to do something to your dice.
To be fair, it actually technically wasn't my dice. So Nick hits me up. So I work. The store that they usually go to is really far from where I live, but I work kind of halfway in between there and home, and so I'm always like down to go if I'm like at work. So Nick hits me up while I'm at work. He's like, "Do you want to play a game tonight?" I was like, "I don't have my stuff with me," and he's like, "Oh, I've got stuff." And I was like, "Okay, can you build this list? This is what I would want to play." And he's like, "Yeah, sure." So we get to the store. He gives me his like official dice, and I'm like, "Hey, I don't want to mess up your dice juju, so I'll take whatever dice you don't normally use." So I take the other dice, and then they fail me. So it's kind of my fault, but dice do be dice.
Hey, we heard this story a week ago.
Yeah,
did he say that? That's funny.
Well, it's
I didn't know it was the same story. That's
Yeah.
We had this discussion, and part of it is it's not the dice, unfortunately. It is just him. I have dealt with this my entire life. I was saying this at the Adepticon stream when he was playing. Like, he's just always had good dice luck. And then as soon as I say that, I could have swore that... I may be remembering this wrong, but I said, yeah, he has good dice luck. And then he makes a revenge attack with PLC, 3 natural crits or something like that.
You're like, what? Like, what expertise? You're like, okay, sure, yeah.
The amount of wheat that I've lost in Catan from being rolled a 7 and stolen from me, I just...
I need a 7. It's the flick. It's the flick. He's got it.
Yeah,
down. He's got it
again,
down.
he'll tell you it's not dice luck. It's about the mechanics of how you're rolling your wrist and the release of them, and he's
absolutely. This is a technique.
But I do also remember, like, as soon as he turned 18, there was times where he's like, I've got like, I don't know, $5 in my car. I'm gonna go to the casino real quick. Walks out with like 20, 25. And he's like, all right, cool. I have gas money. It's like, all right.
Hey, better to be lucky than good, right?
Yeah.
But best of all is to be lucky and good.
Yeah.
True facts.
I only got one of those.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, I mean, to reiterate, that's why he walked away. He has walked away with a GT win. He has it. He has the trophy. He has the little Boba Fett, and it's sick. He earned it. He put in the time to get good to where the luck could pay off.
Yep, there you go. All right, guys. Any closing thoughts on the faction famously known for electing Palpatine?
Not necessarily.
I'll let Liam
I would
go
just say
first.
check out my GT list that I took to Smite Club. I feel like it's very innovative and very cool. And I think it's very flexible. I'm honestly probably going to go back to just playing that.
I would say the same thing for mine, but again, it's a personal playstyle thing. I want to personally try flipping Cam for
went 4-0?
Ahsoka, but
Who went 4-0?
yeah, hey,
I was just
I'm
kidding.
not saying you did a bad job.
Wow!
Hey man,
Wow.
Hey, man.
Oh, that wasn't even a
we
mic
can blame
drop. That was
Sheev
a
and Kevin
metal
for just, like,
metal drop.
Hey,
To be fair,
okay.
I also lost round
here's
one
my
at Top
closing
Gun,
argument.
so-
Stop bringing Sabotage Showdown.
I did bring Sabotage.
I despise Sabotage. I brought Sabotage.
I hate
I despise
Sabotage.
this mission now, and here's the reason. Struggle 3,
Struggle 3.
you don't get a choice.
Gets me every time. Gets me
Suffer.
every time.
And that's how I lost against Kevin. And it's not how I lost against Sheev. There was Sheev, you know what won him the game? 7 Scorch Grenade, 4 Expertise.
Oh!
4 damage and a strain. If he had done any less, I survive and I win the game.
Dang.
But, sometimes the variance will take it away from you, and that's okay.
The dice giveth and the dice taketh away.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've been on
Or in
shit.
Liam's case, the dice just taketh.
The dice.
The dice
and the order
just
deck
take-
taketh. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know what's. I always go on these streaks where it's just bad luck for multiple games, and then I'm like, all right, and then for whatever reason, I'll go to a big event, and then it's just here we go. I'm like, all right, this is cool.
Yep.
All right, let's see. Okay, outro time. Let's see if I got this. I just did it an hour ago. Oh, sorry, a week ago.
A week ago.
One whole week ago.
Yes. So, dear listeners, thank you for getting all the way to the end of this episode. If you would like to support the Momentous Struggle community, we do have a Patreon that you can see linked in the show notes down below. But I know that's not for everyone, so if you could, at the very least, please rate, review the podcast on the app of your choice that you are listening to us to. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe, leave a comment, let us know how we're doing. There's a lot of visuals in this one, so hopefully maybe you were on the YouTube. Otherwise, we try to do our best to read out what we were looking at on the page. And let's see. As always, may all of your dice roll crits, and may the force be with you.